Welcome to the November 26, 2024 Board of Trustee meeting. We will begin the meeting as we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence I'd like to dedicate to all the people out there who are traveling and hope they stay safe, and for those people who may be by themselves this year, may have lost a loved one, whatever's going on in their life, they don't have a lot of family around them. So just know that we care. And hopefully your neighbors will reach out to you. So Delhi, be a good neighbor and reach out to those that might need a little friendship over Thanksgiving. Please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, we have the approval of the minutes, please, Mr. Luby.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes from the Board of Trustees, October 17th, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending October 15th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Report from the fiscal officer?
We have Resolution 2024-181, amending appropriations for expenses and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Is it Mr. Miller or Mr. Luby?
Mr.
Me?
Miller.
All right, I'll take care of it. So this is effectively a true-up. We had some final year-end expenses for DTS having to do with operations, so we've increased that general fund amount to reflect that need. We also had some unaccounted for interest in our bond funds. So the goal is to spend those down in the next Turner bill, the final Turner bill, hopefully, and be able to clear out those funds before the next fiscal year. So it's new money that we didn't have at the beginning when we appropriated.
Okay.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
We have a couple significant transactions since our last meeting. We did receive $42,000 on 11/8 for the sale of some police radios. On 11/14, we paid $46,000 for a Ford Explorer, which was a replacement for the police department, a vehicle that was in an accident. And on 11/21, our payroll was $349,000. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Seavey?
Just a reminder to everyone to please watch for the news breaking that says Christmas parade is coming and the Christmas Day event is coming, and that this is the season that you're going to see lots of red buckets outside the doors. So try to remember those who don't have as much and try to share. That's our community, and let's keep it safe and keep it good. Thank you.
Trustee Davis?
Not at this time.
All right, and I don't have anything. All right, I'm sure under events we'll be talking about the tree lighting, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so we'll talk about it then. All right.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Fire Department, just an update, please. Chief Campbell?
Yes, thank you, trustees. So last Thursday evening, just a report on a small fire that we had at the 1200 block of Ebenezer Road. We had a couple using their fire gas insert fireplace. So it's a contained unit with a flue, and actually had fire result as a bird's nest in the air intake. So typically not a fire hazard if well maintained, but it's a good kind of segue to this time of year Couple things to kind of keep in mind, because our most frequent fire that we do have are cooking fires. And Thanksgiving, everybody loves to fry those turkeys, and we've made a handful of turkey fryer explosions and grease going everywhere. So a lot of deck involvement, outside patios. Just make sure that you are attending any cooking fires and things like that. And don't leave the oven on home alone. Also, with those fires, consider cleaning your oven before you cook that turkey. We've got a lot of buildup that's occurred over the summer. And then certainly getting your fireplace and chimneys serviced before you start cranking up the heat and things like that. It's always a bad reminder as the furnace, you turn on the furnace and then the black smoke starts billowing out and all the dust and corrosion and stuff that comes with it. So that fire resulted in just about $20,000 damage, so it doesn't take much. They were on the scene quickly, put it out, extended a little bit to the exterior, but it just goes to show you, it doesn't take much to really drive up the cost of some of the fire loss. Again, just kind of be good about maintaining your furnace, your cooking appliances, and your chimneys. And then have a happy Thanksgiving.
Any questions, board?
I have a quick question, Chief. You've seen those commercials with those fire blankets, they show the fire, and they're trying to put it out, and then the firefighter steps up with the blanket and just puts it over the stove and it goes out instantly. Would you recommend those or not?
So, yes, in one fashion, as long as they are UL approved. So there's a lot of things that kind of go along with fire suppression. They're hot, gimmicky items, and if you don't check where they're coming from, where they're coming from in location, where they're tested, but if they're tested up to UL standards, that's what you're looking for on the actual device, and it's used properly in accordance, it is a safe way of handling those things. I'll just give the board an example. Lithium-ion batteries are a hot topic nowadays, and so the amount of water that you would need to suppress an EV fire in a car or a large battery, one of the options we have is a fire blanket as well. We do have one of those with our equipment cache. So it works under the same premise. You don't want to splash, any extinguishers or anything like that, and don't throw water on it. So the blanket would be a smothering safety device, but as long as it's UL approved and it's used in the manner that the manufacturer recommends, then yes, it is a safe unit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Christmas gift.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is gimmicky, but if you get the wrong one, you're wasting your money. But that's a great public service announcement if you get those, because they look like what you would want.
Yes, do
Fire
your
breaks
homework.
your kitchen.
Do your
Yeah.
homework, and absolutely give us a call up at the firehouse. If there's something that you got questions on about something you're getting for your house, run it by us. We'll help you out and give you some information.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go home and check mine. It was given to me as a gift, so, yeah. I'm going to check mine. All right, Parks and Recreation, Randy is out of town. Are you?
I'll just do a brief update. The crews are out doing decorations. This actually goes for Parks and Rec as well as Public Works. You can see our tree is out front. We have some more decorations coming on the lawn tomorrow, and I believe the corner of Anderson Park and they were working out there at Anderson Park and Delhi Pike. So
Anderson Park?
Anderson Ferry.
Anderson
Ferry.
Ferry. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Where's my mind tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anderson Ferry and Delhi Pike. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Okay.
I just passed that coming in. I think somebody accidentally put a 5-foot tree into that nice, beautiful, big lot. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Right.
It looks, we need a bigger tree there. That's the cornerstone of our township.
We've been talking about that, you know.
We've been
Yes,
talking
sir.
about it.
We've been
That's
talking
why we're
about it,
talking
yeah.
about it some more here tonight.
There's just no dirt under there, so we will be working on that. So,
You don't have to have real dirt for,
are we looking for another
30-foot?
30-footer?
not that much, but it does. It looks like a Charlie Brown Christmas there.
All right.
I think it looks so bad.
Okay.
All right, that's all I have for parks tonight.
Okay.
All right,
You'll be
police,
back at our next meeting.
I appreciate it.
Look at
Police
our
Department, Chief Braun.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
So just wanted to give a quick update on the flock cameras as far as what we've been able to accomplish with their assistance. Well, my numbers are off a little bit because we had another one tonight. So total successes for year-to-date is 48. Total cases cleared is 37. Total property value recovered is over $220,000. And total stolen cars recovered this year is 19. So for those of you that saw some activity in Hidden Lake area, we had a subject run from a stolen car, and we were able to arrest him with that incident, and he's sitting at the Justice Center as we speak. So
All right.
I also would like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Obviously, think of those that are less fortunate to you, like Trustee Seavey mentioned. Just a reminder, Christmas parade on December 7th. I'm sure you'll get to that in announcements, but Delhi Pike will be closed promptly at 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. Our fine folks from the DCPA will be going door to door and handing out flyers as reminders. And to spin off of what Trustee Seavey mentioned too, as far as driving on the holidays, make sure you give yourself enough time and drive slower because it doesn't help you out anyway. So hopefully you obey the laws and stay off your phone when you're driving and just drive safe and get where you need to be. So, and the last thing I have is we had a couple incidents this week where people mentioned where they were afraid to bother us. We work 24/7, 365. We want you to call us all the time. If you have a question, you have a concern, you see something, make sure you call us.
All right.
questions?
Any questions?
I do. I have a couple questions. On social network, meanness network, whatever, you guys have been taking a hit for the last several months now in the school zones. And I saw the thing last week about the school sign, and that's been corrected since, which is great. I'm just curious, are you increasing those patrols in those areas? Are you pulling people over? Are you writing tickets? Because it seems to be the same mantra over and over when I know we've had discussions with you, and I know you've got your team out there, and it's one of the best, there's no question. And I love hearing the stats of the flock cameras and everything that's going on. This really is hitting some people in a bad way, and when people are flying through these school zones. So where do we stand on that / Delhi Pike? I have yet to drive down Delhi Pike and see somebody pulled over, and maybe I'm just not out at the right times. I'm out all the time. We need to see more of that during the holiday season, not trying to harass anybody, but it's really getting crazy. Not just around us in the city and Green and everywhere else, right here in Delhi, we have the beautiful assigned team that can hit these spots. Are you going to do that? And by the way, congratulations to you too. I love it when they actually say something nice about their township that they live in and praising the police on the other end and you as the chief. That is awesome. We love that. Lots of great things to offer here in the township, but safety is number one for, I think, all of us up here. We want to make sure. So what's going on? Can you address it?
So there's a lot there. So I'll start with obviously the school zones. I get a report every morning when I come into work as far as how much, what we call selective enforcement, the officers do on a daily basis. I will tell you that on top of everything else they're doing, we're spending between 5 and 7 or 8 hours a day, watching red lights, sitting in school zones. Obviously, we have a goal every day to sit in every school zone. Sometimes we can't. We've got manpower on the road if they're at your house or somebody else's house and they can't be at the school zone. So they are sitting there, they are pulling cars over, they are writing citations, they're giving verbal warnings, obviously with, just as the zoning administrator Tony Roach always says, voluntary compliance is what we like to see, but obviously sometimes we've got to remind people, and we've got to remind them by obviously charging them the fee of what a speeding citation costs, which is $130. Red lights, they're up there as well. Like I said, I get a report every day for the time that they did, and on Mondays I get one for the weekend. The goal is for everybody to at least touch an intersection or do something like that every day.
You say they give you that report every day?
They do.
What's the one for today?
I'm on vacation, so I haven't seen the one from today.
Okay.
Yet. Yeah.
So they are writing tickets and going through that. I just say that, just once I'd love to see that on social networks where it says, hey, everybody, I mean, it happens anywhere else you go. Hey, watch out, speed trap ahead, it's all over. But I would love to see that one time on the, hey, God, watch it, they're watching, they're really watching. We never see that. And that's weird. They should see that. I see them sitting in the lots, I see them up there.
Yeah.
But
Well, and the good part about it is, like I've mentioned in the past, I've worked with the county engineers, and, of all the crashes we took during 2024, we've got 2.5% of our crashes are red light violation crashes. So out of all the crashes the whole year, we've only got 2% of crashes that involve a red light violation.
right, but the bigger concern is the attitude that's going on now is, oh, they're running it, I'm going to run it, regardless if there's a crash or not.
Oh, no question.
It's a mentality that they think like we've stopped enforcing. No, we haven't stopped enforcing, which, by the way, those watching, you're not going to find a better police department. It is second to none. Look at the statistics, everything. These are just little tweaks and growing pains that I think we need to address, especially since we're talking the holiday season. But that's the thing that gets me, and they're getting more and more gutsy about it. It used to be, oh, okay, it was just yellow, red. Now it's 5 seconds into it, cars are going through. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work out here in Delhi.
Correct. And to answer your questions about the special unit that we have, the problem-oriented policing unit, I know that Corporal Durger and Officer Gelhar, they're in the park after school gets out. They're hitting the intersections on the Long Delhi Pike. They are doing extra time and extra efforts as far as looking for those violations, and they will pull people over and they will issue citations, and that's their discretion as far as when they stop somebody, why they write the ticket and why they don't. But they are spending extra time up there because I know it's important. They know it's important to me. They know it's important to you, and they know it's important to the community.
And that is a message that should go out on our website, everywhere, just telling them. When they have DUI checkpoints, they announce them days in advance. We should announce it. We are going to be watching. Get the word out. Watch your red lights. Simple, but we hear nothing. Nothing goes out. The narratives get painted by those that are keyboard warriors and try to present some false narrative that we're not doing more that we can do. I just want to make sure we are, which I know we are, but what
Yeah.
else can we do, especially with the holidays?
And that's why I challenge people as well, is don't believe what you see on social media. If somebody has a question or concern.
Most don't.
Correct.
Yeah.
But if somebody has a question or concern, I'll be more than happy to have somebody come in my office, and I'll sit down with them and share with them as far as the amount of time we're spending, on these things.
Absolutely. With the police chief, the fire chief, any of your trustees, your administrator, our phone numbers are public. You have any questions, you want real numbers, what's going on, contact any one of us. We'll give it to you.
Well, and the beauty of it is I've talked to each one of you. I've personally reached out to some of these people that post things, and hey, I've invited them to come into my office and say, let's go over things and answer your questions you may have. And it might be a surprise to everybody, but they don't even respond.
Yeah, there you go. Again, great job. Make sure we're staying really good for the holidays, and people, watch the red lights. Slow down, please.
Thank you.
Trustee Seavey, good?
No, I'm good.
All righty. Public Works, Mr. Ripperger?
Thank you, trustees. Not a whole lot to report on. Construction, anything major is kind of slowed down. I think they're about to run out of weather in a couple days. I haven't seen a whole lot going on throughout the township. As Skylar mentioned, we've been working on Christmas stuff, and we're ready for the next snow.
Salt Dome is full.
It's close.
It's close.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll have a Facebook post if it, the bigger snow, we'll put something out there
Okay.
for the
Big
public.
snow we had last week. I saw Hamilton County was out.
They
So
were
they've
out for,
taken some.
they were out for a few hours. We were not. The road temperature was really warm, so.
Right, yeah. I passed them. I thought, is that us or them? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Any questions about anything?
Got enough drivers ready to go?
We should make it. We're a little short, but we'll make it.
All right. And again, our department treats any roads under 35 miles per hour. It's not the main roads, right?
We're 25 miles per hour for the most part, rule of thumb, and Hamilton County engineer is 35.
Okay.
And I thank you, Ron, for going with me to assist in answering a resident's question about a curb, and that it helps. I mean, and we had Hamilton County there, and we addressed the problem, and, we're going to have a solution. But the thing is, she came to us with an issue, and Ron was there to offer a solution. So thank you very much.
No problem. We talk to residents, and if it's necessary, we do meet on site is usually the best way to resolve something.
Right, we were on site.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. All right, administration, we have a hiring recommendation.
Motion to approve the hiring of June A. Hale as part-time event attendant in the administration department at the rate of $15 per hour upon successful completion of a background check, voice stress analyzer test, and drug test, effective on November 13th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
motion carries. So, Mr. Miller, these are, when you say a part-time event attendant, those will be people that will be working here if we have large events and, eventually when we open the bar back up there? Okay.
So these event attendants, exactly as you said, this is to facilitate the CIC operation of the liquor license. Any events in here has to have a township employee. These employees are initially funded through the general fund, like I've said, but the CIC will reimburse the general fund based on those liquor sales. So we're made whole by the end of the year. I will say June. So June has worked with us some as a 1099 employee through the summer, so she already has some experience with us. She is currently also a front desk attendant over at the athletic club. So, like I said, we have some interaction and experience with her, and think it's a good fit for our events.
Okay.
Very good customer service.
Okay, so when she's working over at HFIT, she's being paid by HFIT, right?
You got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
just so
There's-
people understand that.
There are no doubling up of hours. She's part-time there. She would be, these are event-based positions. So we're not talking, 15, 20 hours a week. This is, supplemental and to support our events. Or when we have the bar open through the spring and summer and fall, we'll have some hours out there.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Very good, thank you. A report?
Nothing too exciting tonight. I'm happy to report, and I want to thank the board and all of our department heads for getting through the two budget work sessions that we had last week. There is a ton of work that goes into that with our departments, their support staff, our fiscal officer, assistant fiscal officer. Everybody has a part to play in that process. The culmination of that is getting it through the work session, and then finally through that hearing that'll be December 18th. So I'll say the meat of the work is done. We just want to clean it up, make sure that all of our formatting is proper, address any of the small nits, if you will, that the board gave us, and that will be ready for publication. And I'm going to say the first week of December, and ready for hearing on the 18th. So thank you all for that.
All right.
We do have a lot of events coming up, and I'll get to that during the announcements at the end.
All right.
That's all I have.
Any questions, board? Nope. All right, thank you. We'll go to community development. Mr. Roach, we have a resolution.
Resolution 2024-182, declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4701 Foley Road, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution, Mr. Roach?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, so the bad news is we started out with 7 nuisances this morning, and we ended up with 7 nuisances. Nothing came off. I would like to speak on this one just for a second. This came from Lieutenant Schmaltz from the PD, and it doesn't look like much here. That's at the corner of Foley and Orchard View. That is a bad corner to pull out of, and that's a site visibility issue there. So we need to probably take care of it sooner than later. And the rest, unless you would have questions for me.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second on the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-183, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5323 Dell Hill Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this one, Mr. Roach?
Yeah, not sure what the metal framing is, but that is a bumper laying there, the white thing.
It's either some kind of bed frame or maybe a roof rack for a car.
That's a good call. It's probably a roof rack for a truck. That's a
Yeah.
good call, yep.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this
I
resolution.
second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-184, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5338 Alvera Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this
Any
resolution.
discussion on this resolution, Mr. Roach?
That is an old-school concrete laundry tub that probably weighs 200 to 300 pounds, so,
Wow.
and it's been there for a while.
Whoa.
Okay, I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-185, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 4362 St. Dominic Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Roach?
Just a lot of stuff.
What's it, did somebody call this in, or did you guys just happen to notice this? How's that work?
Trustee Davis, I'm going to assume it probably came from a neighbor because it's in the rear yard, so we can't see it from the right of way, but we'd have access from a neighbor to
Okay.
go in their rear yard.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-186, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 215 Anderson Ferry Road, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Yeah, we went face-to-face with this property owner trying to get them to resolve before it made it to this point, but unfortunately, we'll have another chance to remove it. It's another 7 days after the meeting tonight, so.
Fence posts?
Yes, that's a Kentucky board fence was taken down, that's correct.
Yep.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-187, declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 554 Covedale Avenue, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution?
Yeah, that's not the best picture, but I can confirm that the weeds and the grass is about as tall as I am.
Well, okay. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Mr. Roach, the time stamp on that is August the 11th?
No, it's day first, then month. Do we do the reverse?
it's- I apologize. It probably,
11/8, yeah, I had the same question of Mr. Schill,
Yeah.
and
It's backwards?
It's backwards. It's
It's
Okay.
European.
Now it makes
a
sense.
month, and the camera does not have a different format. That is the format.
Okay.
Yeah, that is,
I'm looking at that and I thought, that doesn't take us that long to,
yeah, to be clear, that is November 8th.
okay. Thank you.
Resolution 2024-188, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 582 Greenwell Avenue, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
obviously, there was a little fire there. It's been back, and Chief Campbell can tell you when, I don't know how long, but there's some debris there. And I know the property is listed for sale, but, and it's a local owner, but, if he's not going to clean it up, we're going to have to go clean it up a little bit on the exterior.
Is someone living in that home? No.
Not now. I mean, there was someone living there when the fire occurred, I believe.
Is it now an unsafe structure? No? It's okay?
Since it's not occupied, it is
It's
safe
okay.
for no one. With it being occupied in that condition, we could declare it as an unsafe, but it's not occupied, so
Okay,
And it is fully secured?
it is 100% secured.
Thanks, sir.
okay. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
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 Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes. Any department updates, please?
Not this time unless your board would have questions for me.
Nope. Okay. All right, we'll move on to public comments, of which I have nobody signed in, so we can go to the announcement of community events.
Right. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Join us for a Christmas tree lighting event at Delhi Town Square on Saturday, November 30th at 6 p.m. Enjoy coffee, hot chocolate, holiday tunes, and Christmas caroling with St. Peter and St. Paul United Church of Christ. Choir led by choir director Kelsey, is it Demange? Sheet music will be provided for all to sing along. All right.
It looked pretty when the snow was on it, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
great when the snow was on it. Yep. So this will be should be the one and only year that we have it back here by the building. There are plans in the spring to bring this celebration out to the lawn next year, and we're making plans already to get that out there.
So you'll have plenty of time after the big rivalry football game to make it to the tree lighting. Just
There we go. Perfect.
in case anybody was worried about that.
I love it. Yep. Okay. Delhi Christmas Parade is Saturday, December 7th. Find your spot on Delhi Pike at 9 a.m. Parade starts at 9:30 a.m. Parade routes start at St. Dominic and ends at Del Fair Shopping Center. We have 75.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry, 57.
Dyslexic.
All right, yeah, I'm a little backwards. 57 entries. So this will be, the parade should be the biggest that has been in the last 3 years at least. So I don't know how far back that
Great
goes.
job.
Yep.
Thank you to the committee, Mr. Capel.
Absolutely. So we had a great committee this year, and yeah. Also have a lot of sponsors this year to take care of our police overtime, so that's all taken care of by community donations,
Good.
Okay.
community partners.
We'll advertise those somewhere, right, on
Yep,
sponsors?
we have a banner for that. That'll be, I think we're actually planning to do it on the trustee truck, yeah, the
Did you
board
check
truck.
with Mr. Luby?
That's right, please.
Did you check with
Yeah.
Mr. Luby?
Yeah. Not yet, but that's the game plan. And then it'll also, the sponsor list will also be up here during our next event that day, which is the Holiday Fun Day. There we go. After the parade, meet us at the Delhi Event Center at Delhi Town Square from 10:30 until 1 p.m. for a fun holiday family event with sensory-friendly time reserved for families with special needs from 10 a.m. until 10:30, featuring pictures with the Grinch and Santa, Christmas carols sung by local school choirs, candy canes and hot chocolate, special holiday cookies and treat decorating, ornament coloring, painting and decorating, create your own wrapping paper. And for more information, call us at 513-279-3011.
Do we have that advertised out there so people know?
This should be on the Delhi Event Center Facebook page as well as the Township Administration page. That we'll have this on the websites. There'll be a big media push.
I've
We
seen
also
on
have-
Facebook.
We do have our banners out on the street for the parade. So, yep, we're getting the word out.
Yeah, if you see this on your Facebook, please share this. This is a great event, and again, it's all part of Delhi Town Square. It's fun, it's exciting, Santa, you name it, right here in the nice, beautiful confines. I see our chimney is lit in the back there, waiting for Santa's arrival, so that'll be fun. But do, bring your little ones and come up and enjoy it. Good
It's
stuff.
free.
It's free.
free.
Oh,
It's
did we say
free.
free?
Yeah.
Free, it's for me.
Free,
Yeah.
free.
It's good stuff, so this will be the first annual, so it'll be neat.
There we go, I like it. All right, holiday wine tasting is Thursday, December 12th from 6 p.m. until 7:30. Registration is currently open. You can call 513-279-3011 with any questions. You can also get to this to sign up. Go to the Delhi Event Center website at delhieventcenter.com. We are working on improving the links to that, so that should be updated.
Good.
If not already, should be by tomorrow.
Perfect. All right, very good. We do have a need to go to executive session tonight, so do I have a motion, please, Mr. Luby?
We have a motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, and/or compensation of a public employee of the township, and imminent and pending litigation.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Do we need to take roll call?
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes. Okay, that concludes tonight's meeting. We do want to wish you a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Our next meeting is Wednesday, December 18th. That will be the only township meeting in December because of the holidays. It's not even the second Wednesday, it's the third one, right?
We just.
We're right in the middle. We
combined.
met in the middle.
Yep, met in the middle.
Okay, 6 o'clock here, December 18th. So blessings to all of you and happy Thanksgiving.